Hi, I'm Lindsay from Arizona Power Toys, and I'm going to show you how to operate the jet ski so you can stay safe and have fun out on the lake. Let's start at the front of the jet ski. In the front compartment here is where you're going to find the fire extinguisher and the anchor bag. You'll lift this latch, this front compartment opens up, and inside under the latches is the fire extinguisher. The registration information is right on the extinguisher, so if you get pulled over, that should have everything they need. You also have the registration information on the side of the ski here by the number. The other thing you'll find in this front compartment is the anchor bag. This anchor bag is for day use only. You'll do this in waist deep water. You want to get rocks or sand from the bottom of the lake, fill the bag up, and clip this to the back of the machine. I really recommend doing it on the back because that's where you're going to climb back on. It'll help you remember that it's there. Rinse the bag out, dump it out, and put it back in the front compartment before you take back off. In the compartment below the handlebars is where you'll find the lanyard. The lanyard is the key to the jet ski. Whoever is driving needs to have this around their left wrist, and you want it snugged up nice and tight. This piece here is going to go under the circle in order to turn on. Once that's under there, the green button is going to turn it on, the red button is going to turn it off, and if you fall off, it acts as a kill switch so that it doesn't keep going if you're not on it. The throttle is on the right-hand side of the machine. Now, even in idle, without touching this throttle, the ski is going to move forward slowly. That's how you'll want to operate it in the no-wake zones. A no-wake zone is a designated area on the water where you cannot go fast. What the sheriffs are looking for is cresting white water behind the jet ski. In order to not have cresting white water behind the jet ski, you do not touch the throttle in those no-wake zones. They are designated by buoys. They say slow no wake on them. In general, anytime you see a slow no wake buoy, the water in between that buoy and the shoreline is where you need to go slow. Keep an eye out for other no-wake zones on the lake, such as canyons, hazardous areas, channels, and going in and out of other marinas. Your gauges on the front of the handlebars will show you your gas level and your speed. In the front compartment, you'll also find a map of the lake. It has our phone number and the sheriff's phone number on it. The service can be spotty out on the lake. If you can't get a phone call through, you can text us at our number as well.
Hello, I'm Deputy Plunkett with the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, stationed here in Page and on Lake Powell. The main things that we look for when we're out patrolling on the lake and we see jet skis are wakeless violations and proximity violations, too close to other vessels. It's important to us that people understand that we want you to have a good time on the lake. We want you to play hard, but we want you to be safe and go home with good stories. So we look for folks going through wakeless zones, and whether or not they're pushing up a wake behind their vessel, or if they've got their hand off the throttle and they're just scooting along nice and easy. And then we keep an eye out for general safety violations. If we contact you, we are going to do a safety inspection, and you'll need to show us your required fire extinguisher, that your lanyard's in place, and that you've got your life vest fastened appropriately. But when it comes to alcohol on the lake, we're always watching to make sure that people are being safe, being responsible, and not consuming to the point where they're operating under impaired conditions.
When you're out on the water, it's important that you're interacting safely with other boats and jet skis. It's really important that you keep at least 200 feet away from any other boat, jet ski, houseboat, any other watercraft out on the water. Always stay staggered. You don't ever want a jet ski driving directly behind another boat or watercraft. If the person in front stops, the person in back can run up on top of them before you even realize it. Make sure that you don't try and play in the wake of other boats. People like to try and jump the wake behind a boat. That can be very dangerous, especially if they're pulling a tuber or a wakeboarder or a wake surfer. Those people can fall down and be in the water and they can get run over. So make sure you're staying at least 200 feet away from any boat on the water. It is vitally important that you have a life vest on at all times. If you're sitting on the jet ski, you need to have the life vest on. It needs to be buckled completely and it needs to be nice and secure. Lake rules dictate that you always pass oncoming traffic to the right, just like on the road. Now, not everyone on the water knows that. If you're approaching someone head-on and you can't tell what direction they're taking, let off the throttle and wait till they pick a course, and then you can pick an alternate course and continue on your way. Operate defensively when you're out on the lake. Act as though everyone on the water wants to kill you. When you're out there driving, you want to be scanning consistently, paying attention to who's where, and don't ever turn the handlebars without doing a full 360. Look all the way over your shoulder. When you're on a jet ski, it's loud. You can't hear who's coming up behind you. So you want to look all the way over so that you know no one's there before you turn the handlebars. Keep in mind, there are no brakes on a jet ski. You stop by letting off the throttle. Now, a jet ski works by sucking water up the bottom and shooting it out the back. So when you don't have throttle, you also don't have steering. Make sure you never have the jet ski running in less than chest deep water. As I said, a jet ski works by sucking water up the bottom and shooting it out the back. If you take the jet ski in water that is too shallow, you can suck rocks up. What that does, they get stuck in the impeller, it stops the jet ski from working, it's very expensive, it's not fun for anyone. So make sure that when you are in less than chest deep water that you have the machine turned off. Jet skis are made of fiberglass, which is very expensive to repair. If you do fiberglass damage on the jet skis, it's going to start at $100 an inch and go up quickly from there. Let's talk about how to avoid doing additional damage so you don't come back and incur additional costs. The #1 rule of thumb is to stay as far away as you can from anything hard. The biggest ways people do damage are tying the jet skis to a houseboat and going too close to the dock. As far as your houseboat, use the anchor lines to tie the jet skis up instead. Just make sure you don't tie them too close to each other because that can also damage them. If you need to pick people up or drop people off from shore, rather than using the dock, have them wade out into chest deep water and use the water to climb on and off the jet ski. When you're on a boat on the lake, use the water to go between the jet skis and a boat. Have the person who wants to switch jump in the water and swim to the jet ski and vice versa, rather than pulling the jet ski right up next to the boat. If you fall off the jet ski, you want to climb back on from the back. This is your grab handle. From the water, you'll reach up and grab this. Use that to pull yourself up enough to get a knee on and climb back onto the jet ski. If the jet ski does get turned upside down, you can climb over the top of it, get your fingers under the lip, let your body weight roll it back over. As long as you do that pretty quickly, you're fine to just get on and keep riding.
Try to be sensible. You know, if you're unsure, slow down, look around, be careful, so you can have a good time and leave with good memories.
Remember, there is inherent risk in riding jet skis. You can mitigate that risk by following all the boating laws, by keeping a safe distance from other boats, docks, the shore, and other hazards, by operating defensively, by never operating under the influence, and by remembering that you are responsible and you are in control. No one wants to end a trip by having to pay for damage, so let's review how to not do damage. Make sure that you stay away from anything hard. Don't tie up to a houseboat, don't go too close to a dock, don't ride too closely to each other or other boats, avoid hazards and debris in the water, don't ride them up on the beach. Make sure you operate responsibly, and remember, anything that is hard will do damage. Now that we've covered safety and operation of the jet ski while you're on the water, let's talk about getting the jet ski trailer to the lake.
Secure the trailer to the ball by locking the latch onto the ball. Plug the trailer lights into your vehicle. You'll need a flat 4-light hookup. Always do a check by lifting up on the trailer to make sure it won't come off the ball. Run the safety chains through the holes on either side of your hitch. These keep the trailer connected to your vehicle in case the trailer comes off the ball. Make sure the winch is locked in place before driving. You should not be able to loosen the winch strap if it's locked properly. Before backing the jet skis into the water, make sure the plugs are all in. Typically, we do this for you before you go, but check to make sure that they're in.
Lake Powell requires you to remove the plugs when you are leaving. When you pull the jet skis out of the water, you will need to stop at the inspection station to show that your plugs have been removed.
You'll also want to remove the straps before you back the jet skis into the water. Make sure to put them safely in your tow vehicle while you're on the lake. The easiest way to launch the jet ski is to have at least one person in the water waiting while you back them in. You'll want the water to be a few inches over the wheel wells. The jet skis will float. The person in the water can then unlock the winch and unhook the front and carefully pull the skis off the trailer. When you're done riding, do the same thing in reverse. Do not try to ride the jet skis up on the trailer. Instead, Get the trailer in the water and then walk the skis on one at a time, bringing them to the front, hooking them, and winching them up to the front. Make sure to lock the winch. After you get the skis out of the water, remember to strap them back down to the trailer.
All right, we've given you a lot of information on how to stay safe and not do damage. Now we want you to go out there and have a great time on the lake.